So now the stage is set for what happens to Joseph in verse 12. Then his brothers went to feed the father's flock in Shechem. Jacob and his sons were living in Hebron at this time. The brothers take the flocks north to Shechem, which is about a 3 or 4 day walk from Hebron to Shechem. They go there, verse 13, and Israel said to Joseph, "Are not your brothers feeding the flock in Shechem? Come, I will send you to them." So he said to him, "Here I am." Then he said to him, "Please go and see if it is well with your brothers and well with the flocks, and bring back word to me." So he sent him out of the valley of Hebron, and he went to Shechem. So he makes the 3 or 4 day journey up to Shechem. Now a certain man found him, and there he was, wandering in the field. And the man asked him, saying, "What are you seeking? What are you looking for?" So he said, "I'm seeking my brothers. Please tell me where they are feeding their flocks." You know, they didn't have cell phones back then. Joseph couldn't just text his brothers, "Where are you guys?" So he has to actually physically go look for them. He thinks they're in Shechem. He gets to Shechem. They're not in Shechem. He's wandering around looking for them. This guy sees him and says, "Hey, what are you looking for?" Maybe this guy's also a shepherd out there. "Hey, I'm looking for my brothers. Do you have any idea where they went?" He tells him in verse 17, the man said, "Well, they have departed from here, for I heard them say, 'Let us go to Dothan.'" And so Joseph went after his brothers, and he found them in Dothan. Now, Dothan is kind of northwest of Shechem. It's about another day's journey on foot. And Dothan sits in a place called the Jezreel Valley. In the Jezreel Valley is this huge valley that goes like across the land of Canaan. And it is the major trade route for people traveling from the east that want to get to the Mediterranean coast. They have to pass through the Jezreel Valley to get over to the coast and to get down the coast to Egypt. So any trade that is taking place coming from the east is going to pass through this Jezreel Valley, pass by the city of Dothan. So there are caravans of traders continually passing through this valley and passing by the city of Dothan. If you've been to Israel with us, when we go to Israel, one of the places we go is Megiddo. And when we're in Megiddo, it overlooks the Jezreel Valley. And you can see the ruins of the city of Dothan. It's called a tell. The tell of Dothan is there. And I usually point it out to our group, the city of Dothan there and the Jezreel Valley. So they're in Dothan now, in the Jezreel Valley. Verse 18 says, "Now when the brothers saw Joseph afar off, even before he came near them, they conspired against him to kill him. Then they said to one another, 'Look, this dreamer is coming.'" That's what they call him, the dreamer. "Come, therefore, let us now kill him and cast him into some pit." It's a cistern where they hold water. "And we shall say, 'Some wild beast has devoured him.' We shall see what will become of his dream." So his brothers conspire to kill him, again, just like the religious leaders conspired to kill Jesus. And notice they say, "We shall see what will become of his dreams." The brothers want to kill Joseph because of this dream that he's had, to prevent him from becoming ruler over them. They know the dream's legitimate. They know the dream is from the Lord, that it's prophetic. And they don't want Joseph ruling over them. So they want to kill him to prevent him from becoming ruler over them. Again, just like the religious leaders killed Jesus so that he would not be ruler over them. And so, now at this point, the oldest brother, Reuben, he kind of steps in and he attempts to rescue Joseph from his brothers. Verse 21, "But Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands and said, 'Let us not kill him. Don't kill your brother.' And Reuben said to them, 'Shed no blood, but cast him into this pit, this cistern, which is in the wilderness, and do not lay a hand on him.'" And really, Reuben's plan was to deliver him out of their hands and bring him back to his father. So it came to pass, when Joseph had come to his brothers, that they stripped Joseph of his tunic of many colors that was on him, and they took him and they cast him into a cistern, and the cistern was empty. There was no water in it. It was a dry cistern. By the way, in Dothan, there was an ancient cistern that shepherds would use, but a few years ago they built a shopping mall over it. So there's a strip mall there, and so you can't see the cistern anymore. It's under the mall. You can see pictures of it though online. So they cast him into this pit, into this cistern, and then they sat down to eat a meal. And they lifted their eyes and looked, and there was a company of Ishmaelites coming from Gilead with their camels. So here are some traders coming from the east, from Gilead, with their camels, bearing spices, balm, and myrrh, on their way to carry them down to Egypt. Again, remember, they're on that trade route that heads over to the coast and down to Egypt. So Judah said to his brother, that's important, it's Judah, well, what profit is there if we kill our brother and conceal his blood? Come and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother and our flesh. And his brothers listen. And so here Judah says, we shouldn't kill him because he's our brother. Instead, we'll sell him. That's much better. You don't kill your brother, you sell your brother, I guess, kind of thing. And so they're gonna sell him into slavery. And by the way, kidnapping someone and selling them into slavery was later prohibited by the law of Moses. Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 7 says that kidnapping someone and selling them into slavery was punishable by death. According to the law of Moses, it received the same punishment as murder. So it was forbidden. This is what they do, though. Then Midianite traders, now the Midianites and Ishmaelites are the same people, just different name for them. They passed by, and so the brothers pulled Joseph up and lifted him out of the cistern, and they sold him to the Ishmaelites for 20 shekels of silver, and they took Joseph to Egypt. So they take Joseph down to Egypt now in Africa. And then Reuben returned to the pit, and indeed Joseph was not in the pit, and he tore his clothes, and he returned to his brothers and said, the lad is no more, and I, where shall I go? Now Reuben is the oldest son, and as the oldest son in the family, culturally, he has a responsibility to care for and protect the family. And so he's responsible for Joseph. So that's why he says, where shall I go? What's Dad going to do to me? Kind of thing.